It's the home time forgot, sitting abandoned for 20 years. The families next door are on edge. They say it's a firestorm waiting to happen.
If it catches fire, there's no stopping it.
We don't want to go up in smoke in the middle of a hot, dry, fiery summer.
From the back deck of Corinne Bass's home, she says a dangerous eyesore is growing.
We are in the fire hazard zone 1, which is the most dangerous.
91-year-old Corinne has called this Turramurra house in Sydney home for 62 years.
We had the house built in 1960 and we had 3 boys. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
They've grown up enormously.
All the neighbours know each other, except for one house that's been left abandoned. For the past 20 years, this home has remained untouched. And as you can see, well, nature has taken over. But now the neighbours say enough is enough and they want something done before the bushfire season begins.
It's been empty for 20 years. Nobody has ever come to tidy up the garden.
Falling apart and overrun by weeds, it's hard to tell the difference between the connecting bushland and where the backyard starts. The neighbours believe the couple who bought the home had grand plans to subdivide the property, but they divorced, leaving the house and yard frozen in time for 2 decades.
There's a strip of land that runs between us and their driveway, and it's very overgrown. The branches and the trees, gum trees, are coming down, and one's already gone through a friend's windscreen.
Ian and Lindy Kingdom's home sits adjacent to the block. They've lived here for 50 years. They say neighbours have contacted council over their concerns, but never heard back.
Considering the amount of money one spends, sort of for a council, they don't seem to be doing what they should be doing.
Overgrown, full of vermin, rats, turkeys.
The ceiling collapsed from the kitchen. It's on the floor.
Corinne says the Rural Fire Service and council rangers have come out to do routine inspections on her property and are appalled by what's next door.
They all have said separately something has to be done.
And yet nothing ever has been.
Water, are you ready? Water!
The area is no stranger to bushfires. In the 90s and early 2000s, fire ripped through the adjoining Lane Cove National Park, destroying numerous homes. Lindy is an RFS volunteer. They are saying that we could be in for a particularly bad bushfire season. How are you guys feeling about that, given this?
Terrified.
Yes.
I think it's a polite way to put it.
There's no doubt that moving off the back of 3 incredibly wet years, we are going to see more fire activity. You can zoom down into areas.
Inspector Ben Shepherd from the RFS says overgrown gardens can be problematic. He says neighbours can report hazard complaints to have them inspected.
As a community, we all have an obligation to ensure that our properties are well prepared for fire. And that's not just those properties that are right on the bush.
None of us want to go up in smoke, which could happen. What can happen will one day happen. We want to avoid that.
Council says it's working with the owner and has issued them with several clean-up orders, the latest just last month.